How's everybody doing? I want to welcome you back to the podcast. This is Yours and Mine. I'm Jasmine, and today we're going to be talking about Instagram models. I don't know if this is a very popular subject or if anybody really has any opinions about this. I've not heard too many people speak about this. Maybe I just don't look for it. But pretty much what I'm going to be talking about is how not everyone is a model. So dear all of you Instagram models, you Instagram baddies, as everybody wants to classify them as, I personally hate that word. That is such a cringy word to me. Like baddies, let's just leave that in, what year did that come in? 2019, early 2019. Let's leave it there because that term is like, ooh, it's cringy. So basically, I wanted to tell everybody first off what it means to be an Instagram model. Now, according to Google, it means a social influencer getting paid to leverage their platform. And it's like, I don't know what these social media influencers are really influencing besides, being half naked, and I don't really know much else that they're influencing. I'm pretty sure they're not influencing anything else besides that. But then, obviously had to go to Urban Dictionary, but their definition was so harsh. I'm not even going to say it on here. So you guys can go look that up for yourself because, oof, yikes, it was harsh. But pretty much my opinion is that modeling is still a career. It's still a profession. You still have to be good at it. It requires skill. Not everyone is a model. I think we just need to get that out of the way. Not everybody is a model. Like, I know lots of people, lots of young girls, especially men, you're always like, oh, I want to be a model. I feel like you don't hear many men saying that or little boys saying that, but I feel like a lot of young girls are talking about, I want to be a model when I grow up. But honestly, not everybody is going to, because it takes skill. It's not just something you can look pretty for and boom, you're a model. No, because honestly, it is a profession. You have to be good at it. You have to have, the right face, the right body, all of this stuff. So, first off, I just want to get into, some differences of people. The real industry models versus these so-called Instagram models. And honestly, one of the biggest differences I want to point out is a real model. I want you guys to know that when you go into those agencies, you go into open calls or open castings, whatever you want to call them, they judge you on your natural face. They ask you to come in, no makeup on, nothing, just natural. Now, you Instagram models, I know that's hard for y'all because all y'all do is wear a bunch of makeup. I mean, hopefully this is not hitting too close to home for some people. I'm not calling out nobody, to be honest. I'm just saying my opinion. And if my opinion is, just hard to take in, and I apologize. You don't have to listen if it hurts. I don't really know. I'm not good at that. Anyway, basically all I'm saying is people who are actual models, people like Gisele Bündchen, I hope that's the way you pronounce her last name. If not, I'm so sorry. Like also models like Naomi Chinwing. You guys should definitely look her up if you don't know of her. And also Jade Woods. Now I want you to look at them and compare them to some of these other people I'm about to say. I'm just going to go ahead and put a disclaimer. I'm not saying these people are titled Instagram models, but from what I've seen personally, I would put them in that category. Now if they're actual models, then my bad, but y'all just seem like Instagram models to me based off of what I've looked up on Google. So I want to not compare, but I want to see the differences and the comparisons of those first models that I listed versus some of these Instagram models I'm going to list, like Summer Rae. I feel like that's a really, really big influencer. I'm doing air quotes right now. Influencer right now is Summer Rae. Bryce Hall, is he an Instagram model? I don't really know about him. I've heard his name like once or twice. I don't really know who he is. But also Taylor Holder, I have no idea who he is either. I just saw it on there. I was like, okay, maybe I can put him in this category because I want to do guys and girls. Don't be sexist. Don't be sexist, okay? This one for sure, Danielle Kahn. Oh my goodness. I'm not saying any of these people ever classify themselves as a model, but what I'm saying is just because you're attractive, just because you're good looking, does not make you a model. You have to be good at it. You can't, not everybody can do it. If you've ever gotten in front of a camera before, not everybody can do it. It's not natural for everybody. So yeah, another person I wanted to say is Amanda Cerny. I have nothing against her. I've actually seen a couple videos and vlogs with her in it. She seems very cool, but I'm just saying, I'm gonna just go ahead and throw her in this category too. But I just want you to see the differences, because all these people wear so much makeup. You probably never even seen them without makeup. I'm not coming for nobody, by the way, but this is just my opinion. So pretty much, I just wanted to, put those into comparisons, that not everybody is a real life, real industry model. Just because, let me say it again, just because you're attractive, you look good, and you can wear makeup, does not make you a model. I promise. It doesn't. It's not the same skill whatsoever. Anybody can get in front of a camera, put pounds and pounds of makeup on, pose, suck in, push your hips back, put your leg forward, I don't know, all these twists and turns, and bam, there it is. But it's just simply not the same. Because I also want to point out, real models, Fashion Week. Have you ever seen Summer Rae in Fashion Week? Unless I'm missing something. Have you ever seen these people on covers of magazines? Maybe that Teen Bop or Teen Tiger something. I've heard, I don't know. I don't forget what they're called, but maybe those teen magazines. But I'm talking about Elle. I'm talking about Vogue. I'm talking about Claire. Why did I just say Claire, bruh? Okay. Anyway, I'm just saying, Marie Claire. That's what I meant to say. Sorry. Yeah, pretty much. That's just what I'm saying. Also, runways. I would love to see some of these people try to rock down runways. Oh my goodness. Also, I had another one listed here, but I can't even say her name because it's just so bad. Anytime I look or come across her stuff, I'm just, oh God, I can't. I cringe. I cringe for the parents of that child. Oh my goodness. I can't even say the person's name because it is that bad. I have it written down here, but I'm no, I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. So yeah, that's pretty much all I want to say is these people are not models. They're Instagram models. And I'm not saying everybody who posts on Instagram is necessarily an Instagram model. If you want to go into modeling and you see Instagram as an outlet, that doesn't make you an Instagram model. I think it's the type of pictures you post and the skill that you have. People who typically have an agency in their bio, or you look at their pictures and you can tell they're professional pictures. They're in certain outfits, they're in a certain setting, they have a professional photographer taking their pictures and stuff like that. You don't need a professional photographer, but I'm just saying, if they have those type of pictures too, you can just tell the difference. And if you can't tell the difference, I just simply do not know what to tell you, because there is such a big difference. So yeah, if you don't know what any of those people look like, I would suggest just looking it up. I'm sure if any time of any day you go scroll on Instagram or go to your explore page, you can see all of those pictures of all of those girls and guys. Don't leave out the guys. That's why I put some of their names in here, because I didn't want to leave them out. But you can definitely you always see those people popping up, and it's just crazy. It's honestly just crazy, and sometimes it's cringy. It's hard to look at. But yeah, so basically all I'm saying is you can look good, but that doesn't mean you're a model. You feel me? Anytime you go into an agency, like I said, they're going to tell you to come in with no makeup on. They're not going to come in, you're not going to go to castings and with makeup. That's all I'm saying. And everybody, I would love to see Instagram models with no makeup on all of their posts. I feel like they probably wouldn't get as many likes. They probably wouldn't get the same attention they've gotten. And I feel like there's just certain stuff that makes them as popular and as famous and as attractive as they come across. I don't know if it's just me, but personally, makeup is such a turn off for me. Not that I'm into girls, but I'm just saying, if I was a dude, that would be such a turn off for me. Seeing somebody with makeup on all the time, pounds and pounds of makeup, and they take it off and they don't look like the same person. I've seen so many posts about that. It's they take the makeup off and you can't even recognize them. Like, where did you go? Did you just get somebody else in this room? Like, did you disappear and somebody else came in? That's what it be looking like. It's very weird. Very weird. Not, I don't hate on people who do wear makeup, but all I'm saying is it would be a huge turnoff for me if I was a dude to always see people in makeup. I don't understand how people like that, because that's not real. That's not true. That's not what you look like, and you're basically fantasizing / falling in love with somebody who that's not real. Like, you're looking at somebody that they don't actually even look like that. It's basically just like a doll that you just put a bunch of makeup on. You feel me? I don't know if I'm like biased on this subject, but I want to see what everybody else thinks. I hope this wasn't too like harsh. I'm not coming at nobody here. I'm just saying these are my personal opinions. I'm not coming at any of these Instagram models. If you never even claimed you were a model, I understand. I'm just going based off of these pictures. Oof. I don't know, this could be very controversial. Another thing I wanted to talk about was body image. I really feel like anytime anybody goes on Instagram, honestly, I feel like it's just an Instagram problem, to be honest. To tell the truth, I honestly feel like it is just an Instagram problem. I'm not sure if it's just an Instagram model problem. Maybe it's both industries. But anyway, focusing on the Instagram model side, I feel like there is a big issue with body image. Like, it really affects how people look at themselves, women and men, to be honest. It affects both sides, because it's like you look at these pictures, you look at these people, and you're like, you want to look like that. You wonder why you don't look like that. And you're probably like, oh, well, if she can look like that, I can look like that. And I feel like people go to these great lengths trying to look like something that's very almost impossible to obtain. You can't obtain Facetune, okay? You just can't. Facetune is not obtainable in real life. So it's like, it's hard to compare yourself to these people, and I feel like that's something that should not be done. Even to real models, I feel like people do compare themselves to real models. You know, they try to make themselves skinny. They try to, they're like, oh my God, I'm only 5'2", I'm only 5'4", all of this stuff. And it's like, it has a big, huge effect on young women especially. I feel like people probably in their 20s still, if they're still looking up to these people or looking at these people, they're probably still like, oh my gosh, why don't I look like that? But I just feel like that's a huge problem. I feel like more Instagram, because of how much more you can edit it. I feel like real industry models, yes, their pictures are all edited, but I feel like there's only such links that they go to edit those, because in reality they do have to make it look somewhat like the person. Like, you can't have somebody and then make them look so different that people are going to notice. But I think with Instagram, people can do as much as they want, because honestly it's their own accounts. It's them posting on that platform. So people using Facetune, people using makeup and all this stuff, and then you looking at yourself in the mirror and be like, why don't I look like that? Well, there's a reason, because it's, like I said, it's not attainable. And the way people pose, that's not the real way they walk around every single day. You can't walk around every day with your legs twisted and stuff poking out and your back arched. Like, you're not going to see somebody walking down the street like that. So unless you are posing like that in front of mirrors or phones and then editing it, erasing stuff, fixing stuff, highlighting, and, blemish removing, and all of this other stuff, you take off all the acne, but then you look in the mirror like, whoa, I have acne now, bro. Facetune didn't work in real life. But I feel like people should see that stuff is just not obtainable, and I feel like it's very toxic for people to be doing that, especially if they have a younger audience. But yeah, I think that kind of ties in with the image of women. Sometimes I feel like people look at that and they think that's how women are going to look when they go out. It is not. You're not going to go out to a restaurant, to a bar, to anywhere, to be honest. Even if you go to a library, or where else could you go? Even if you do go to a runway show and you see people in the audience, they're not going to look like that. It's creating this image of women that's impossible to look like. Nobody is going to look like that when you go out, because the people who do look like that, they're getting surgeries, They're getting all these alterations done to their body. They're getting fat sucked out of them and put into different places. It's not natural. None of that is natural. So nobody who is, no surgeries, no makeup, they're not going to look like that, because humans literally do not look like that. It is impossible for a human to look however you're seeing people on social media. I feel like people have strayed so far away from what we actually look like to where it's getting hard to realize, oh, that's why that person looks like that. We don't actually look like this. And I hear so many comments of people, saying, oh, you look young, oh this, oh that. It's like, in reality, I feel like it's just people who are 14 don't look the same now as people in, the 2000s who were 14, because it's just changed so much. Like, you've heard the saying, I don't know what's in y'all's water, I don't know what's in y'all's food, I don't know what y'all drink or eat, but like the young adults and preteens, or just preteens right now, y'all don't look like how y'all supposed to look, bro. Like, oh my gosh, I feel like that's why so many people always comment about, oh, you look so young, if a girl doesn't have makeup on, if a girl is still dressed a certain way, because now 14-year-olds be looking older than me. Y'all have makeup on, y'all have all this surgery done, nose jobs probably, y'all got crop tops on, y'all got shorts that don't even fit y'all. It's crazy. So it's definitely not something that's realistic. You can't go out expecting a woman to look like that, because people just, the saying, do it for the gram. That's what they do. And it reminds me of that song. I don't know if y'all have heard it, because it's kind of, I think it's like a 2015 song, but it's by Charlie Puth. It's called Nothing But Trouble. It's literally specifically about Instagram models. Y'all should listen to it after this episode, since it's what the episode is called. I should put that in here, but copyright and all this other licensing to music, I can't. But they literally say these Instagram models are nothing but trouble. They even knew that back then, like years ago. But yeah, another thing is clout chasing. The clout chasing has to stop, y'all. I don't know much about this personally, because I've never known an Instagram model. Personally, I've never been one. I've never clout chased. So I'm honestly just speaking from what I've saw, not real like hard facts, because I've never been in that category at all. But people just do stuff just to get noticed and to get fame from it. I feel like that's just a bad side of Instagram. I feel like not necessarily just the models on Instagram, but anybody really who's using social media. That's also another, kind of drawback to that. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about here. And I do want to see you guys' opinions. So if you can leave those anywhere, like I said in the last episode, if there's a comment section somewhere, whichever platform you're watching on, definitely for sure leave some feedback, comments, or if email, you can do that too. I would love to read that. I want to thank everybody for even coming back to listen to the podcast. I really appreciate that if you're listening right now. And if you missed the first episode, we talked about how college isn't guaranteed to success. If you want to go to watch that one, that would be great. That would be very great. But yeah, if anybody's listening, I want to thank you for tuning in to this episode. And if you like the podcast, make sure to go ahead and follow it. Go ahead and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Help me out here. I would love the support. It's always nice to have support. I want to keep making these podcasts. Like I said, I have a very strong opinion on lots of subjects. So, why not have that be heard, So yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for this episode. I just want to conclude by saying, I think I've already covered this, but I want to conclude by saying, you can look good, you can be attractive, you can be all of these things, but it does not necessarily make you a model. Okay? You feel me? You get the vibe? Alright. That's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching, for listening, whichever platform you're on. And come back next week. Be sure to come back next week, because next week's topic is, I'm going to be talking about working in a restaurant. I'm going to be talking about my experience from, being an employee in these restaurants, in these fast food restaurants. That's going to be a really interesting episode, because, oh, wow, your girl has so many stories, so many, it's a mess, y'all. It's a whole mess. But definitely come back next week for that episode. Thank you again for listening to the podcast. This is Yours and Mine. I'm Jasmine, and I'll see you next week.